Welcome to Millbrook and the Trevor Zoo. I'm Kylene Depew, the Animal Care Coordinator here at the zoo, and I want to welcome you to this very special episode of Live from the Trevor Zoo. It's great to be with you this afternoon. We have some breaking news, and to share it with you, let me introduce you to Ann Najork, one of our head student curators. Ann, take it away.
Thank you, Mrs. Depew. I'm Ann Najork, and I'm a sixth former, or senior, here at Millbrook School. I'm also one of the Trevor Zoo's head student curators for the coming 22-23 school year, and this will be my fourth year working at the zoo. I've got some very exciting news to share with all of you. On July 7th, 2 weeks ago, Betsy, our female red panda, gave birth. 2 cubs were born, 1 survived, and it's being reared by its mother. Here is video of Betsy and her offspring from the past 2 weeks. This is the second birth for Betsy and her mate Zoo. Although their first litter, born last year, did not survive, this time around Betsy seems more relaxed and both she and her cub appear to be doing well. Perhaps less than 3,000 red pandas exist in the wild, making them an endangered species. Native to eastern Himalayas and southwestern China, their numbers continue to decrease as habitat loss and poaching continues. Unless these threats to red pandas and their ecosystems improve, they face extinction. Breeding and rearing red pandas in captivity is very difficult with a high degree of infant mortality. Very few red pandas are born each year in zoos. Cubs are small, blind, and deaf when born and grow very slowly. They stay in their den with their mother for about 3 months before they are big enough to venture outside. Betsy is raising the cub with no assistance, and that gives the best chance for a healthy baby red panda. To help Betsy stay relaxed, our zoo staff has very limited interaction with her since the birth. We're very pleased to share this news with all of you, and we'll be putting out new video clips and photos on our social media, so please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you'd like to see live video of Betsy and her cub, please come visit the Trevor Zoo, where we have live feeds on screens all around the zoo. We hope to be sharing these cameras online soon when the cub gets bigger. Thanks for your support of the Trevor Zoo and Millbrook School. I'm especially excited for my final year at Millbrook and looking forward to watching this cub grow with all of you. I'll be back at Millbrook in September with my fellow student curators and zooies, and I know it's going to be a great year. Now back to Kylene Depew, our Animal Care Coordinator.
Thank you, Ann. I'd like to join Ann in sharing our enthusiasm and excitement for the birth of a red panda. It will certainly make the next year that much more interesting. This is the second successful red panda birth at the Trevor Zoo since we started participating in the breeding program back in 2013, 9 years ago. In 2014, red panda Hope gave birth to her cubs, Mau Mau and Faith. Cyril was their father. Those cubs were born in June of 2014, and Hope was able to rear both on her own without any keeper intervention. In fact, it wasn't until they were 2 months old that we did their first vet check. Here is some footage from our archives of Mau Mau and Faith during their first vet check. At this point, our husbandry plan for Betsy and her cub is following the same protocols. Of course, every panda mom is different, but back in 2014, Hope kept her cubs inside their nest box for about 3 months. In mid-September, she brought them outside for the first time. She also started teaching the cubs how to climb on the perching inside the house. That was a thrilling moment for all of us to witness. The following winter, we had an amazing time watching Mau Mau and Faith play in the snow with each other and their mom. It was a very special time at the Trevor Zoo as we watched the cubs grow, and one we often look back on with a lot of joy and satisfaction. After about 1 year, the Red Panda SSP, or Species Survival Plan, recommended that the cubs move on to other zoos. Faith headed out to the Denver Zoo, and Mau Mau went to the Binder Park Zoo. The Association of Zoos and Aquariums Species Survival Plans, or SSPs as we call them for short, is how the AZA manages species populations within our zoo community. Our expectations for Betsy and Zoo and the cub is that they will remain here for now. If all goes well, the cub will probably head off to another zoo in about a year. One thing that surprised us with this birth was that Betsy gave birth outside in the main exhibit space. In order to keep Betsy relaxed and not stress her, we moved Zoo off exhibit and over to one of our holding spaces where he's getting lots of attention from our keepers and volunteers. In the wild, red pandas live a solitary life, only getting together briefly to mate, which usually happens in late January or early February. Red pandas are raised only by their mothers, and then when they are about 1 or 2 years old, they go off on their own. In order to give Betsy the best opportunity to raise the cub without intervention by zoo staff, we have given her access to the entire exhibit space. For the first 2 days, she kept the cubs outside. Betsy moved the surviving cub inside, and since then, she has kept it in the Panda house. She has moved the cub a few times from different nest boxes that we have made for her. As we have numerous cameras, we have been able to keep a close eye on Betsy and the cub without having to disturb her. Twice a day, a staff member cares for them. Betsy was born in 2015 at the Philadelphia Zoo and lived at New York Central Park Zoo before coming to Millbrook in 2020. Her mate Zoo was born in 2013 at the Binder Park Zoo and came to us from the Knoxville Zoo in 2017. Zoo will remain off exhibit for the foreseeable future, but once Betsy and the cub settle down even more, we hope to bring him back on exhibit, although he will be separated from Betsy and the cub. As Betsy still has outside access, it's possible that visitors might see her in our panda habitat from time to time, but she is spending most of her day nursing and caring for the cub. Currently, it has been 2 weeks since the cub was born. Infant mortality for red panda cubs is very high, and with each passing day, the cub's chances for survival increase. We expect the cub to nurse from Betsy for the next 3 months, but at that point, it will start to explore solid food options. At 6 months point, the cub should be eating food on its own, but can continue to nurse for up to a year. Thanks for joining us to hear about this exciting news. I'd like to remind you that you can view all of our previous episodes of Live from the Trevor Zoo on our YouTube channel, which is at youtube.com/Trevor Zoo Millbrook. You can also watch our streaming cameras throughout the zoo 24 hours a day at www.millbrook.org/Trevor Zoo Live. And that does include, at the moment, our outside red panda camera. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. If you are in the area, please come visit us in person. It's easy to make a reservation on our website, which is www.trevorzoo.org. We are open every day of the year from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. We'll be back here live from the Trevor Zoo soon. Thanks for watching.